Hello. So I wanted to continue on this topic a little bit of hopelessness, and I wanted to just take on a different strategy. Okay, so let's suppose you've decided, okay, maybe I'm going to try not to be hopeless anymore. So I want to invite you to try this strategy. How can you be comfortable and happy by yourself? I would expect that most of the time that you're feeling hopeless with tinnitus is you're there by yourself, thinking about yourself and the problems you have, especially this sound that won't seem to go away. So, like, I've been, for good or for bad, I've been in this room a lot in the last 3 weeks or so where I'm by myself and I have to be happy while I'm here by myself in this room. And I could imagine if tinnitus was still something that really bothered me, I would have a lot of trouble with that. I'd be in here thinking about the sound and what do I do? And there's nobody going to help me. I need some help, but there's no way to help it. It won't go away. So I want to invite you to think of some things you could do where you would be happy being by yourself. And that is something that also is really good for solving the anxiety problem. So when you are, I can't quite seem to get the light here, very good, but when you can be by yourself and enjoy being by yourself, then the world is yours. You can enjoy your life, and that's what we all want, right? So choose some activities you can do. Maybe you should even plan some time where you're going to be by yourself and you're going to do these activities, and it's going to be fun. For me, I plan to learn languages. So I've been studying Spanish and Chinese and a little Japanese, and it's been great fun. And I've also made a few friends online who sometimes chat with me, and I'm still by myself, I guess, but I'm talking to somebody else. But truly being by myself, I just got done doing some exercise. I did some stretching, and that felt so nice. I've been wanting to get more stretched out and not be so tight, because I think when you're tight, that's another thing that kind of makes you more anxious, isn't it? Because you don't even realize that you have these muscles that are tense and you don't even know it. And then you go and stretch and you realize, wow, that feels so much better. Maybe there's some reading you'd like to do. And reading is a really good thing for if you're suffering from tinnitus and you are having trouble with anxiety, because you want to try to practice reading where you can actually focus on the book and not the sound of your tinnitus. And that's something, you could do that every day. You could read for 10 minutes, 20 minutes, 30 minutes, an hour, however long you want to read. And one of the main objects of that exercise is to be able to focus on the words in the book more than you focus on the sound of the tinnitus. And you might have to read aloud to yourself, read the book aloud, and that can be really awesome. So you might want to consider getting a little notebook or a journal. And when you get to that time when you're by yourself, you can write down some things about what you plan to do today. And you can write down your plan and schedule some things for yourself. Maybe just cooking food can be a nice thing to do. Cooking food for yourself. All kinds of things you can think of, but write them down. And then maybe at some point you also can come back and go over what you wrote down and, think about how things went and write to yourself about yourself. Writing about yourself to yourself, it can be a great thing to kind of help instill some of the things that you want into your brain. And it can also help to get out things that you want to express. Maybe there's nobody else you can tell about that relationship problem you have, or about your loneliness. You don't feel like there's anyone you can talk to, but if you write it down and talk about it, that's one way to get it out. Now, I don't want to recommend that you're always by yourself. I would love for you to also go out and talk to people too. And the way we have this online experience in the modern times, you can sort of be by yourself, but with other people. Like right now, you're with me. I'm talking to you and you're listening. You're not completely alone, although you'll probably be listening to this later after I made the video. But there's lots of opportunities where you can meet people and enjoy being by yourself, but talking to other people. There's an app I always like. It's called Hello Talk. And it's a language exchange app where you can find someone in whatever country you want. If you do the premium version, you can actually pinpoint like cities and find somebody in that city. But like if you want to learn Spanish, you can find people in different Spanish-speaking countries, and they're learning English, you're learning Spanish, and you can exchange languages and talk to people. That's something that takes a little learning to figure out how to use the app correctly. There's some weirdos, like me. No, just kidding. But but there's also some really smart people who they're there because they want to learn. And it's good to surround yourself with people that are learning and trying to improve themselves. So that's something you can do too. But yeah, I just want to recommend that you can find some ways to say, no matter what's going on with my sound here, I'm going to find something to do where I enjoy being by myself, enjoy being alone with my sound. And you don't really have to think about the sound. That's part of the object, is to learn to be by yourself and not think about the sound. But that's a whole nother topic I could bring up another day, is to talk about the sound and changing what you think about it, what you say to yourself about the sound. But I'll save that for another time. So, okay, well, that's my video for today. I hope you're doing well, and I'll hopefully see you again soon.